See, that didn't take long for the lie to be put to Donald Trump's own financial victory lap about American households being improved by $2,000, and those are real numbers that were being hidden by the Democrats. Not so fast, Trump. The Congressional Budget Office, which is independent from the executive branch, ran its own numbers and determined that the poorest 10% of Americans, because of the loss of their benefits, mainly Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP benefits, and disability payments, are going to be poorer by $1,200 a year because of Trump policies. And that the richest 10% are going to be richer or enriched by $13,600 because of the tax cuts that Donald Trump has supported. So if you were a MAGA supporter that happens to be poor, middle class to poor, there's supposed to be dignity in hard work. And it's okay, of course, that you have not been able to become an oligarch under Donald Trump. But why should you suffer and have a $1,200 worse off household pocketbook when you're already on the low end of the spectrum? Why? And that's what Democrats are demanding answers to. I mean, we just had Donald Trump trot out an economist that he liked from the Heritage Foundation, who happened to be roaming around for a meeting with Donald Trump, bringing some big graphs. And Donald Trump, he brought two charts, one based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports about Joe Biden. Donald Trump didn't love that as much because he's been criticizing the Bureau of Labor Statistics as being rigged against him because they reduced the amount of job creation. But he loved the chart that this guy created based on Bureau of Labor Statistics that showed that there was an increase in household income by about $2,000. And Donald Trump declared, real numbers. We just got these. They're just out. Look at this chart. This chart's better than that chart. And now we've got the real independent Congressional Budget Office report. I'm here on MeidasTouch and Legal AF. Let's try to get through this together. We got to speak truth to each other first. In fact, the director of the CBO wrote, as only a geek in economics language can say it, and I'll translate it. Resources will decrease for households toward the bottom of the income distribution, whereas resources will increase for households in the middle and towards the top of the income distribution. The poor got poorer and the rich got richer under Donald Trump and his policies. There. I did it. Let me, while you're here, take a moment, hit the MeidasTouch subscribe button, come over to Legal AF YouTube, hit the Legal AF YouTube subscribe button as well. Now, let me show you a clip just for the last 72 hours of Donald Trump taking a victory lap about some new charts while he kept Purple Heart recipients and their families cooling their heels, because that's what they were all together for. But as long as he had the press and he had the phony charts, let's put two and two together. I like charts that go up, 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 not ones that are true and real that go down, down, down. Let's play the clip.
Reduced income inequality.
These numbers just came out, by the way.
Yep. And then finally, these are the numbers just I just showed you in percentage terms. Mr. President, these are the numbers in dollar terms. So even the lowest income, 25th percent, gained about $4,000 in income. That's a lot for a lower income family. $6,400 for the middle class and almost $10,000 for the richest. So you can see every income group did better under Trump than Biden by a wide margin. That's the story.
I think when you look at them, they're all something, but this one chart really says it better than anything. If you look at this is great. But this chart is pretty amazing right here. All new numbers. Okay, so we're going to go now over to East Room and we're going to celebrate some very brave people with the Purple Hearts. Yeah, please.
Mr. President.
Did you notice the switcheroo? Oh, I don't like the chart over here. I like the chart over here. This is really the chart. These are actual numbers. These are real. This just came out. I don't like the ones from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that show that I've only made 35,000 jobs in the last 2 months instead of the hundreds of thousands of jobs that I told everybody I made. I don't like those. I only like those when those go up. I like numbers that only go up. It reminds me, there used to be an ad campaign for a recruiting agency, for a recruiting company. It was like one of those places you send your resume, like resumebuilders.com or one of them, I forget which one. But the series of ads were chimpanzees. I got a thing, I guess since I was a child, for acting chimpanzees. So the chimpanzees were business people. And they had a human who was presenting charts. I'm going to show a picture of this. We're presenting charts to the chimpanzee bosses. And he put up the chart, and it showed the true fact that the businesses' economics were going down, down, down. And the monkeys went crazy. And they got very, very upset and angry with the human who was presenting the chart, until he flipped the chart around and showed it the other way, going up, up, up. And then they went crazy. They were so happy. They were lighting their cigars with $100 bills. Yeah, well, that's Donald Trump. He just wants numbers that go up, even if they're not true and they're not accurate. But now the Congressional Budget Office has analyzed, taken that big, beautiful bill bullshit and run it through the grinder and seen how the waterfall falls, and not mainly on everybody equally, right? Rising tide may be lifting all boats, but some boats are sinking in this economy that Donald Trump has designed. He doesn't care about it. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your pocketbook, kitchen table, checkbook issues. He really doesn't. If he did, the other numbers would scare the crap out of him this week, and he'd do something about it. We just got the final numbers for inflation. Core inflation around the basket of goods that matter to you at the supermarket is up 3.1% from last year to this year, and is already up 0.3% just June to July. That means if you go to the supermarket and you've got all the things you need to survive in your basket, you know, everything you need for your children, for the seniors in your life, for you, that you need. You now go to this exact same basket you buy every week. The basket you bought last year to this year, you pull out the same money, you're short 3.1%. So what are you going to do? You don't have the money. The government's not giving you any support any longer. The supermarket's not going to float you a loan and let you walk out the door 3.1% short. So you got to put something back that mattered to you, that mattered to your family. Maybe the milk goes back. Maybe the orange juice goes back. Maybe the eggs go back. And that's the Trump-enomics. Summer's here, and if you're like me, setting health goals is easy. But sticking to them, well, that's the hard part. That's why when I'm craving a real reset, Prolon is the only nutrition program that works for me. It's convenient, backed by Nobel-winning science, and it works. Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet is your summer-ready secret weapon. It's a plant-based, science-backed program developed at USC's Longevity Institute designed to trigger deep cellular rejuvenation while keeping you in a fasting state. You'll target fat loss, support lean muscle, reset your metabolism, and look and feel amazing doing it. Their new next-gen program features 100% organic soups and teas, richer flavors, and ready-to-eat meals, all prepackaged and labeled by day, so you know exactly what to eat. Fasting doesn't get any easier than this. For a limited time, Prolon is offering Legal AF by MeidasTouch listeners 15% off site-wide, plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day nutrition program. Just visit prolonlife.com/legalaf. That's prolonlife.com/legalaf to claim your discount and bonus gift. prolonlife.com/legalaf. And that's not the only number that's down. Consumer spending, discretionary spending, which drives the economy no matter what you're being told by Trump, those numbers are down. People aren't spending because they don't feel confident in the economy. So that sputtering sound you hear is the economy. So consumer spending down, manufacturing down, goods down, services down, everything down in the economy. Now let me put it in sharp relief for you. One of the indicia of how we do as a nation in the economy are places like Las Vegas. It's hard to believe. And Las Vegas is sort of a petri dish for all of Trump's insane policies all coming to hit at one place, right? The number one group that would visit Las Vegas, which is now down in tourism, based on independent numbers from the Las Vegas Tourism Board. 6 months in a row, Vegas down, 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 down. 400,000 less people came this July than last July. Now, what's the thing that goes along with the last 6 months? Right, the Trump administration. So what's hitting there all at the same time? Trump's attack on Canada and tariffs. Canadians were the number one foreign group that came to Las Vegas. No longer, because they've turned their back on Trump and therefore on the American economy, and it's 35% tariff against Canadian goods. Take Canadian dollars out. Other tourists don't want to come to Vegas or the United States either. Maybe because of their own immigration status. Maybe because that of a loved one. Maybe because they don't have enough pages in their passport. Whatever it is, or as taking a stand against a corrupt government, they're not coming either. That's why get ready for the World Cup and get ready for the Olympics, because not only is it being run by Rudy Giuliani's son, God help us all, but think of the foreign people, the international people that are not going to come to the United States because they don't want to see Marines with rifles up and down the streets of major cities where these games are being played. So now we're in Vegas. What I said earlier, consumer spending, discretionary spending. People feel like they don't have extra money to spend. There goes Vegas and gaming and gambling, right? And so that hits the bottom line. So every aspect of Trump's policies, rising inflation, unemployment up, manufacturing and service down, consumer confidence way down, tariffs down, international travel and tourism down, has hit Vegas. And usually when Vegas is hit 6 months in a row, it signals we are either in or about to enter a recession. Forget the stock market. That is the plaything of magical thinkers who are brokers and traders, who are trying to make a buck regardless of what earnings say, regardless of what debt ratio says, regardless of what different metrics to measure the health of companies and corporations and earnings say. It might as well be a casino at the current rate. So that's not, sure, everybody that has a stock or any kind of portfolio likes to see it up, but this is a bubble. Because the underlying fundamentals of the economics of this country are not strong and they're not healthy. And Donald Trump doesn't care about it because he's got a depraved view of who should win and who should lose in this culture, in this country, right? He says Jay Powell of the Federal Reserve hates America, wants to see it punished because he's not lowering rates and making borrowing cheaper again. He's watching, as the other Fed governors are watching, he's watching the inflation rate, which he wants to be at about 2%, and it's currently heading towards 4%. Wrong direction, Donald. Work on your inflation rate and your economic policies, and maybe you'll get more and cheaper Fed funds from a lowering of the interest rate. But until then, you won't. I'm going to continue to follow it. I do it in a couple of places. I do it here on the MeidasTouch network. Do about 14, 15 videos a week. And then I've got the Legal AF YouTube channel I do in collaboration with the brothers that I'm the, what do I call it, editor-in-chief, curator of the Legal AF YouTube channel. We do 10 new videos a day. I do a fair number of them, but then I've got about a dozen other contributors at the intersection of law and politics. I got Adam Klasfeld of All Rise News. I've got Sidney Blumenthal and Sean Wilentz of Court of History. I've got Tiara Mack, senator from Rhode Island, and Rachel Cohen joined together as Pragmatic Optimists. I've got the Court Accountability Action people, Shan Wu, Dina Dahl, Dave Arenberg, you name it. Shant and Brian of Civil Action. I've got the It's Complicated, Asha and Renato podcast. Come to Legal AF. Behind one glass, you get not only all those commentators and contributors, but you get people in the trenches, the difference makers, right? The news makers, the lawyers. Democracy Forward is with us talking about their 80 cases that they filed against the Trump administration. ACLU. We have U.S. senators and congresspeople. I just did an interview of Rob Bonta, the Attorney General of California, about all the work that attorneys general are doing. We've got historians, we've got journalists, all under one pane of glass called Legal AF YouTube channel. Come over there, hit the free subscribe button. So until my next report, this is Michael Popok. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.